a substitute for Marufo?
Yes, ma'am, that's fine.
All right, going ahead and starting at the top of page 13. This is cause number 2022-0D02506. State of Texas versus Juan Antonio Alonso, charged with the two second degree offenses. Let me hear announcement of council, please. Mr. Vandenberg is in person with me in the 41st. Do I have Mr. Nunez?
I don't believe he's checked in, Judge.
All right, so then let me see. Do I have Ms. Caballero for the next one? No.
We do not, Judge.
All right, so then let me see. Is Jaime Olivas here for the third one? I'm not seeing him either. All right. Justin Underwood, I've got Daniel Avalar, top of page 14. This is cause number 2022-0D03834, State of Texas versus Christopher Bessiel. No, Besserell, I believe. Charged with an assault family violence, 2 counts, both third degree. Let me have announcement of council, please. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Vandenberg has announced he's here in the courtroom, Mr. Avalar.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And Daniel Avalar for the defendant, Your Honor.
All right. She can't hear you, Mr. Avalar. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I know, and she doesn't have a Zoom computer. It would be at Council of Judges.
You mean Miss Elizalde?
Let me see if the in-person is available, and then I'll let Ms. Reyes go downstairs. Give me 1 second. Is Ugarte available yet? Is Ugarte available?
No, Your Honor. I don't know if he's in custody or in bond. There's nobody back.
All right. All right, Ms. Hernandez, Myrna, what's happening is Brenda cannot hear. She does not have a computer set up here. She'd have to go back down to Council of Judges. I'm trying to figure out if I can do the in-person and let her go. The in-person is Steve Ugarte. They're hollering out for his name.
There's a gentleman that's on hand, but nobody's in. Can I ask Your Honor, is he in custody or?
No, he's not in custody. He posted a bond. Steve Ugarte. If they're using the Zoom emojis, if there's anybody that wants to waive the court reporter till she can get down to Council of Judges, we can go ahead and have you heard. It's being recorded on YouTube anyway. But Mr. Olivas? Okay.
Judge, I have Julian, and I don't need a court reporter.
All right, so then let me do that. Let me go ahead. Myrna, do I send the court reporter down since we're recording anyway?
Sure, Judge.
Yes. If the in-person comes in, we can, Mr. Vandenberg, do you have a computer with you?
No, mine's next door.
Okay. Okay, we'll make arrangements with Vandenberg's computer. If Ugarte shows up, I'm going to go ahead and let Brenda go down her Council of Judges for her full computer and equipment. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, go ahead, Brenda, and then I'll see you in just a little bit. All right, so then off the record, Mr. Olivas, you are being recorded anyway for YouTube, just for prosperity, but you are waiving the court reporter, correct?
That's correct, Judge.
All right. Mr. Vandenberg stepped out to go get his computer to get ready for the in-person. Give us a few seconds. He just walked next door.
Very well, Judge. Judge,
Yes.
I'm covering for Leonard Morales. He's got a kick because he's in a voir dire, a capital voir dire.
Okay, and you actually have quite a few, don't you, Mr. Olivas? I'm just noticing.
No, I just have one, and then I'm covering 2 for Leonard Morales.
Don't you also have Eduardo Conde?
That's already been reset, Judge.
Okay, that was reset? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, and then I'm trying to find your covering for Mr. Morales. I'm looking for it.
I have a
Okay, Roberto
Hernan-
Hernandez, I found it now. All right,
And-
wonderful.
and Saúl Buenrostro.
And Saul,
Saúl Buenrostro.
okay. I'm looking for him right now. Myrna, where is that one? Do you see the top of the page? What page it is?
He's
That's
already got, Judge, maybe that's why.
All right, the public, okay, so going back, Mr. Olivas, let's go ahead and start off with yours. This is cause number 2022-0D01148, State of Texas versus Julian Barranca. I have Mr. Vandenberg here in the courtroom with me. He's charged with an ag assault 2nd degree. We're set for a final hearing / plea deadline. Mr. Olivas, go ahead and let me know where we're at.
Your Honor, we've been discussing the plea negotiations. We're real close, but we still have not hammered it out. We are currently scheduled for trial on Friday. I would ask that be passed. I'm confident that we can sort it out in lieu of a trial, but we're not there yet. We're very close.
All right. Have you filed a motion for continuance yet?
No, Judge, but I will do it as soon as we hang up, as soon as I leave this hearing.
Okay. I'm showing this is your second trial setting.
I believe so, Judge.
Do you remember who asked for the movement of the first trial setting?
I think it was it was by agreement.
First was by agreement?
Yes, Judge.
All right. Let me ask Mr. Vandenberg. Mr. Vandenberg, do you have any objection to this second continuance, this time by the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Okay.
May I add something?
Yes, you may, Mr. Vandenberg. Can you hear him, Mr. Olivas?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, go ahead and come a little bit closer. You can probably come up front and he'll be able to hear you a little bit better.
I'm about ready to get this going.
Okay. Okay, go ahead.
The state would, we've already issued a rec, and we would welcome a counter to that rec if you have reviewed it.
I have, and I was going to get back with you all regarding that, except I had been speaking with Elizondo.
Yes,
Are you now running with this case, Mr. Vandenberg?
it's unsure. One of us will.
Okay. Can I put you on the motion as agreed?
Yes,
Your first name, Mr. Vandenberg?
David.
Okay. I will do that as soon as we hang up. Judge.
All right, that'll be continued then, Mr. Olivas. If Mr.
Thank-
Barranca is on the Zoom, he can go ahead and exit now. Okay, you are covering for, you said that Conde was already reset and you are set, you are covering for Mr. Leonard Morales.
That's
This-
correct.
This is on 2021-0D02898 and 2022-0D03199. State of Texas versus Roberto Hernandez, charged with an assault family violence. Both cases, one of them is on probation. It's a 2898. Again, announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf.
Jaime Olivas standing in for Leonard Morales for Roberto Hernandez, Judge.
All right, and I'm assuming Mr. Hernandez has already made contact with the bailiff at some point, Mr. Olivas?
That's my understanding, Judge, yes.
All right, where are we at? I'm showing this is set for a final hearing plea deadline on the 3199 case.
Your Honor, Mr. Hernandez is not in agreement with the recommendation, requested a trial setting.
Okay. We are set for trial on Friday, I believe.
Right, he's asking for a reset, and I will have Mr. Morales' secretary file a continuance based on his current trial that he's in.
Okay, where is he currently in trial?
He is in the 41st District Court, Judge, on a capital murder. And that case is, they're doing the jury right now. My understanding is not going to trial until June 28th.
All right.
So I asked for the trial setting
Is it-
after.
Mr. Olivas, is it possible you have a different court? Is it possible that he's in the capital out of district court number?
District Court 1. It's
These-
just not,
Dodge Navarrete, correct. I'm in the 41st right now and there's no trial in the
oh,
41st.
sorry, I meant the District Court 1.
Yes,
the
with Judge Navarrete. Okay, so so he'll be asking for the continuance. All right,
Yes.
once that is filed, as the same with yours before, once it is filed, it will be granted, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
But if it's not filed,
That'll be done momentarily.
okay, wonderful. All right, Mr. Olivas, who else do you have? Because
And-
I also have your brother, but I'm asking you, Jaime Olivas, first.
Saul Buenrostro, Judge.
All right, I'm not seeing that on my docket, but I could be partially.
You know
So
what? We already have dates for him. Maybe that's why he's not on your docket.
Ms. Myrna Hernandez?
I didn't find him, Judge.
Oh, you know what
No,
it is?
kidding.
It's on page 21, top of page 21, Mr. Olivas. It is set
Okay.
for status. This is cause number 2022-0D00226, State of Texas versus Saul Buenrostro. Charged with numerous counts, first degrees and second degrees. Are you covering for Mr. Morales? Ms.
That's, Jaime Oliva standing in for Leonard.
All right, it is only set for a status today, Mr. Olivas. So that is probably why you are showing future hearings. Let me ask the state, have you given a rec to Mr. Morales that can be relayed by Mr. Olivas?
Yes, Your Honor, we have that rec is 20.
Okay, they're looking at a 20-year rec in TDC, Mr. Olivas, if you can relay that.
I will.
What is your next hearing that you're showing, please?
I don't have any more, Judge.
No. I thought you had future settings on this one.
Oh,
Judge, the final judges conference is June 13th.
June 13th. Okay, we will see you all on that one on June 13th of this year, 2023. Okay,
very well.
all right.
Judge?
Thank you, Mr. Olivas. Thank you for covering and thank you for willing to let the YouTube be your recording today.
Judge, thank you for your courtesies. Everybody have a good day. May I be excused?
Yes, you may be excused. Ms. Hernandez, before I continue with the defense attorneys, has Ms. Brenda been able to make it into the Zoom yet? I've not seen her.
I don't see her, Judge.
Let me see. Mr. Vandenberg is trying to log in. I'm seeing that happening. All right, I'm not seeing Miss Brenda. So is there anybody else who wants to be able to proceed waiving the court reporter?
I am, Judge.
I will too, Judge.
Okay, let me go.
All of us.
Said it. I know Arditi said first, so I'm gonna go with Miss Arditi. Miss Arditi, go ahead and tell me who your client is while I look on the pages of the docket.
Okay, my client's name is Omar Rodriguez, 2022 0D0 3728.
The
Judge.
name.
Okay, Mr. Vandenberg, go ahead and turn off your volume, please. All right, so as she stated, for the YouTube record, this is 2022 0D0 3728, State of Texas versus Omar Rodriguez, charged with 2 counts of smuggling. I'm showing this is set for a final hearing plea deadline. Announcement of council, please.
Preston Munson for the state. The state is ready, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Munson, how are you doing?
Doing great, Judge. How are you?
Good. Announcement by defense, please, for the.
Good morning, Judge. Regina Arditi on behalf of Omar Rodriguez, and we are not ready on.
You mean not
in
ready
this
for?
case- Well, we're not ready at all because since September 2nd, 2022, my client had been incarcerated and he was released from jail back in September, and nobody's been able to locate him. Originally, he was released to another agency, and I think it must have been ICE. He returned to Juarez. I spoke one time with his mother. Since then, I have not had any communication. They don't answer the phone. The mother said that he was in Juarez and he was not coming back to the United States. And so we've been having several hearings since that time, but he's never appeared and we cannot locate him, neither can PR, nothing.
All right, so why has there not been a motion by the state?
There is a warrant issued.
There is?
Yes, there's an active warrant.
Ms. Hernandez, you're showing the active warrant?
We
All
have
right.
one from March 28th of this year.
All right, so then basically, he's a bond forfeiture. I'm not sure why he's still showing up on the docket then. I would like clarification from Ms. Hernandez, but let me see. I do have a temp for the bailiff Marufo. Let me see if he's able to tell me anything. Yes, sir.
Judge, ma'am, I'm sitting in for Mr. Marufo, so I don't have access to the system right now, but I will let him know in regarding the request right now, ma'am.
All right, well, and Mr. Munson has has claimed that the warrant is out there, correct, Mr. Munson?
That is correct.
All right, well then let me go ahead and find out why it's still showing up on the docket. To me, this should be a bond forfeiture. I'll find out from Ms. Hernandez when she returns. Ms. Arditi, is there anything further that you have?
I have nothing further, Your Honor. I just wanted to make sure that there's a trial setting for Friday, but obviously we're not ready. I have not been able to get a hold of my client since September and just wanted to make sure it's off the docket and
So, yeah, let me proceed as if that is the situation, and we will call you if there's something different. I don't expect there to be anything different. Mr. Munson is saying the warrant is active. Hold on, give us a second.
yes, Your Honor.
Miss Myrna,
Yes, ma'am.
on Omar Rodriguez, they're saying the warrant is active. Why is it not showing just as a bond forfeiture?
I'll have to check.
Okay. So Ms. Arditi has not had any contact with him since he was released back in September of 2022. And so she's just concerned because it's showing up on the docket for trial on Friday.
I will
I-
make a note, Judge, and let Judge Alyssa Perez know. Judge Perez requested that the case remain on the docket, but I'll enter the note that there's no contact and the warrant's active.
All
I
right.
have tried to contact his family in Juarez. So I have made the attempts. I've spoken with PR, so I have made attempts to try to locate him, but to no avail. I'm sorry, Your Honor, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, I'm trying to give instruction over here for the computers. Give me a second. All right. Thank you, Ms. Arditi. I needed a few minutes for the computers over here.
No
All right.
problem.
All right. So for now, it's going to be showing as the warrant. And you've had no contact since September. So there's no way this can start trial on Friday. I'll let Judge Bettis know and see what, if anything is different, that she knows that I don't know. All right.
And I did tell Judge Bettis that I'd had contact with the mother in between this time, and she said that he was in Juarez and he was not going to be returning
All right.
to the
All right.
United States.
I'll let her know and we'll let you know. All right.
Okay, thank you
Okay.
very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Arditi. Anything further with you?
Nothing further. May I be excused?
You may be excused. And Mr. Munson, if this is your only case, you may be excused also.
I have a few more. Your Honor.
Okay,
I'll be
wonderful. All right.
Yes.
Anybody, I believe Mr. Joe Vasquez said he was willing to, we are back with Brenda. Brenda, are you able to continue on the record? Yes.
Yes, Judge.
All right, wonderful. Okay, Mr. Vasquez, tell me who you have so I can switch to that page.
I have Jesus Licon.
Okay. Top of page 16, this is cause number 2022-0D03316, State of Texas versus Jesus Licon, charged with ag assault, second degree. Let me have announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
And Joseph Vasquez representing Mr. Licon.
All right, and I'm happy to say we are back on the record. Gentlemen, this is set for a final hearing plea deadline. I believe you all are set for trial on Friday. What says the defense?
Judge, we're ready. I have witnesses that'll say my client wasn't there for the alleged event. His brother has already pled guilty to it, and he's going to testify that he was there and tell the jury who was there and tell them that my client wasn't there. So.
All right, State, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor, the state is ready.
All right. So I can't tell you at this second if you're number one, number two, because I don't know what the oldest case is, but you are definitely on the list. All
Okay.
right. All right. Thank you, Mr. Vasquez. You can check back for your order later on, okay?
Thank you, Judge. May I be
Thank
excused?
you. Yes, you may. And nothing further?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We're back on the record. So let me go back to the top of the docket. Is Leonel Nunez now here?
I am, Judge.
All right. I called you before. Let me go ahead and call again. 2022-0D02506, State of Texas versus Juan Antonio Alonso, charged with 2 counts, second degree, final hearing plea deadline. What says the parties?
Judge, I have been in contact with Ms. Elizondo. I spoke to her again this morning. We're still trying to work it out, Judge, and I think that we'll be able to work it out. We just need a little bit more time, Judge.
All right, I'm not showing a continuance has been filed.
Correct. No, we were trying to negotiate a little bit more this morning, so I don't mind filing one after this hearing, Judge.
All right, if, let me ask if the state is opposed to that.
It is not opposed.
All right, if you file it, it will be granted, but it must be filed, Mr. Muniz. And I'm assuming when you say more time, you need more time than this 1 week, correct?
Oh, correct, Judge. I at least requesting at least 2 months if possible.
All right, so if, once your motion is filed, it will be granted, okay? But until it's filed, it's not granted, okay?
And Judge, we had filed a motion to have an investigator appointed, try to reach out to the court again and try to get that set or get that motion in front of the judge.
Go ahead. Did you already file the motion and the order?
I did. I filed it a couple of months ago, Judge, about a month and a half, I believe.
All right.
Can you resend that, please?
I will.
Thank you. Mr. Vandenberg, you're muted.
Yeah, yes, he is muted because the echo in here is really bad. Do you need
I
him
understand.
unmuted?
Okay.
I think Brenda can still hear him. Brenda, are you having trouble?
I'm having trouble.
Okay, go ahead and unmute Mr. Vandenberg.
Okay, can you hear me better?
Yes.
All right. Okay, we'll get through this. All right. Mr. Nunez, resend that motion for the investigator. If you resend it today, Ms. Hernandez will print it out and Judge Garcia, Perez or I will look at it today.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Judge. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you. All right, continuing in order of the docket, I'm looking for Ms. Caballero. Ms. Caballero, are you ready?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. This is cause number 2022-0D03227, State of Texas versus Michael Anthony Avila, charged with 2 counts assault, family violence. Let me have announcement of counsel, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Teresa Caballero on behalf of Mr. Avila, Your Honor.
All right, parties, I am showing this is showing set for final hearing plea deadline with trial on Friday. Where are we at?
The state issued a revised rec a couple days ago. I sent that directly to Ms. Caballero. I have not heard back from her, so I'm waiting result.
Yes, we did speak to our client yesterday, and we talked to him twice, and he's going to take it.
Okay, we'll accept it. All right. All
One
right.
second, Your Honor, 1 second. I'm sorry, I was thinking of another client. We will have to get back if there's a change.
Okay, so you are not accepting the offer?
Not at this point.
Okay, so then are you ready for trial on Friday?
Your Honor, I know it's a fish or cut bait today. I'm not willing to say that. I'm gonna have to. It's a very difficult scenario over here on this case. And I'm gonna have to leave my options open, but the court will do what it needs to do. And
okay, so then I'm gonna leave you on the, unless you want to file a continuance,
Okay.
which I can consider right now, if you're gonna file it today.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking, do you want the
Okay.
continuance?
Well, if the court is leaving that door open to me, I will walk right through it.
All right, so then if it is filed today, it will be granted, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
And it's unopposed by the state.
Thank
I
you,
ass-
David.
I assume that since you
Thank you.
had just given a rec. Okay, so that will be, if you'll file today, it'll be granted today. And
Okay.
if not, then we'll see you Friday, okay?
Okay, I appreciate it.
All right, thank you, Ms. Caballero.
Bye-bye.
Take care. All right, finished with page 13, we finished with Mr. Avalar, did we not? Yes, he's gone. Do you remember what happened on top of page 14, Mr. Vandenberg?
We have.
I thought we had Mr. Avalar here
Top of 14 is Mr. Baswell.
with Justin Underwood, who is Mr. Avalar as his attorney.
Okay.
Nothing? Okay, let's go on. Joseph Veith, are you available?
I am, Judge. How are you?
Good, good. Let me go ahead and call this case. This is 2022-0D03675. State of Texas versus Kevin Bouchard. Charged with one count of a third degree. Let me have an announcement of counsel, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Joseph Veith on behalf of the defense, Your Honor.
All right, we're set for trial on Friday, Mr. Veith. What says your client?
Your Honor, we're not going to be ready for trial. I've been in touch with the prosecutor about this. There's a key witness that we don't know if he's going to be available or not. I'm working on my investigator getting hold of that witness. So I don't think we've used a continuance yet, and we'd want to use this one just to see what the status is with that witness.
All right, as I've stated previously today, if you can file that motion for continuance today, it will
Yes.
be granted. If not, we will see you on Friday.
We will file it today, Your Honor.
All right, wonderful. Any opposition by the state before I conclude this matter?
No, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, Mr. Veith.
Judge,
Yes,
I'm sorry to interrupt. I was just gonna ask and see if we can go back to page 14 on Edwin Cordova.
we haven't come down to him, but yes.
Okay.
Do you want me to go to him next?
If we can do that next, Judge, because the defendant is on the screen and he is at work, we need to
Okay.
take that one, please.
That's fine. All right, I will go to him next. All right, Mr. Veith. we are
Motion filed, Your
concluded.
Honor.
Yeah, file that motion. All right, going to bottom of page 14, 2022-0D02869, State of Texas versus Edwin Alejandro Cordova, charged with the second degree. I have, let me have announcement of council, please.
Preston Munson for the state. The stage ready, Your Honor.
Good morning, Judge Jesus Olivas, Mr. Cordova.
All right, I'm not showing that you all are set for final hearing plea deadline. I'm actually showing that this is set, well, it's set for two things. I'm showing it's set for final hearing plea deadline and a motion to withdraw. Let Mr. Olivas go first.
Thank you, Judge. It's actually a motion to withdraw our waiver of the suppression. What had happened, I had filed a motion to suppress, got into negotiations with Mr. Munson. He extended an offer that I was led to believe initially that my client would accept. My client recanted. He said, no, I do not want to accept the offer. I want to go to trial. However, prior to that, we filed a motion to waive the suppression. However, now that we're going to trial, I need my suppression reinstated.
So let me ask you, how many times has this been set for trial, Mr. Olivas?
I believe this is the first one, Judge.
Okay,
And
Mr.
I did-
Munson,
I'm sorry,
can you collaborate that? Can you,
Yes, let me pull it up.
all right,
And while he does that, Judge, I did file a motion for continuance for this Friday's trial, hoping that we can hear our motion to suppress before we head on to trial.
okay,
This is our first trial setting.
all right. Okay, Mr. Olivas, I'm gonna go ahead and grant your motion for continuance. That is gonna be granted since it's already filed. It is granted as of now. And then let me go ahead and have Ms. Hernandez go ahead and put you for a motion to suppress hearing. I forget what day they like to have them heard in the 210th. Ms. Hernandez, can you refresh my memory?
Judge, I'll have to look at the calendar,
Okay,
but it's usually on a Thursday afternoon.
all right. All right, Mr. Olivas, they'll get you a setting for a Thursday afternoon for that motion to suppress, okay?
Thank you, Judge. And by the way, Mr. Cordova is there on the screen.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Cordova, you are free to go. I should have put on the record you are on the screen. Mr. Munson, I assume there might have been some objection, but because it is still prior to trial, I was probably going to overrule an objection.
And there's no objection. This is,
Okay.
we've discussed this.
All right, okay, so then it's set. Yes, Ms. Hernandez.
A quick clarification. So we're setting the motion to suppress and we're moving the trial date?
Yes.
Okay.
So the
thank-
motion to suppress can occur the Thursday before the next trial setting.
Okay, thank you.
Not the day before, but the week before.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right,
Thank
right,
you,
Mr.
Judge. I believe
Take
that's
care.
all I have.
all right. Take care, Mr. Olivas.
Have a good day.
You are
You
free to
too.
go.
Thank you,
Mr.
everybody.
Cordova, you are free to log off now.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you. Okay, returning back to the middle of page 14, public defender, is the public defender available? No, let me, hold on. Okay, Mr. Huffman, are you here on Jesus Ernesto Carrasco Soto?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let me call it really fast. This is 2018-0D03958. Again, state versus Jesus Ernesto Carrasco Soto, charged with assault, family violence, 3rd degree. Announcement to council, please.
David excuse me, David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Rick Huffman on behalf of Mr. Carrasco.
All right.
I believe Mr. Carrasco is in the waiting room.
Ms. Hernandez, I'm not co-host, so Ms. Hernandez, if you want to let him in, that's fine. If not, Mr. Huffman, this is set for a plea, final hearing plea deadline. Where are we at with your client?
We're ready for trial, Your Honor.
You're ready for trial. Okay. Let me ask the state, where are you at?
State, Your Honor, the state is also ready for trial.
Is also ready? All
Yes,
right. Okay, I do not know what number you are right now, Mr. Huffman, because I haven't gotten a final tally, but you are on the docket for Friday's trial then. All right. Mr. Huffman?
Oh, thank you, Judge.
Okay. Do you have anything further, Mr. Huffman?
Not on this case, Your Honor.
Okay, so if you have nothing further with the 210th this morning, you are free to leave.
No, I do have more cases with 210, but I don't
Okay.
have anything further with, on this case, Judge.
All right, then let me excuse Mr. Carrasco. You are set for trial on Friday. Your counsel has announced ready, as has the state. Please keep in touch with your attorney. For right now, you will be reporting on Friday in person to the 210th, okay?
Oh, hablo español.
Oh, I'm sorry, Judge.
Mr. Huffman, when you need an interpreter, I need you to tell us ahead of time. So that way we can make arrangements to bring in an interpreter. Ms. Reyes, I'm going to go off the record for a second in Spanish. You don't need to translate. Mr. Huffman, if you have a complaint about my Spanish, you can complain after I am done. Señor Carrasco, tu abogado ya dice que estás listo para el juicio. El juicio tiene cita este viernes. Necesitas venir a la corte en persona el viernes, el día 5 de mayo, ¿ok? Habla con tu abogado si tiene una pregunta, ¿ok? Gracias, señor Carrasco.
Okay,
All right,
gracias.
going back on the record, I did a bad Spanish translation to tell him to be in court on Friday the 5th. All right?
Thank you, Judge.
Any objection, Mr. Huffman?
No, Your Honor.
All right, any objection, Mr. Vandenberg?
No, sir. No, ma'am.
All right, so Señor Carrasco, ya puedes ir. I've let Mr.
Okay.
Carrasco know that he can leave now. All
Okay,
right,
gracias.
Huffman, let me continue with the docket in order. So I'll come back to you when it's your turn again.
Yes, Judge.
All right, we've already covered Mr. Conde. That's been reset. We covered Cordova. That's going to a motion to continue granted with the motion to suppress to be heard. I'm now at Ruben Ortiz. Mr. Ortiz, thank you for your patience. I know I saw you a little bit ago. Good morning, Mr.
Judge.
Good
We're
morning.
here.
First of all, congratulations on your daughter swearing in.
Thank you. I want to introduce you to my daughter right here because she's licensed now. This is Ariana
Hi,
Ortiz,
Judge.
by the way. That's Judge Dolores Reyes.
Judge Reyes, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you and welcome. Welcome.
Thank you.
We're the legal system here is the justice system here is a dysfunctional family, but welcome. But welcome. All right, let me go ahead and begin these cases. This is 2021 0D0 1982 and 2022 0D0 3711. State of Texas versus Steve Duran. I'm showing state jail possession and a 1st-degree possession. I'm showing this is set for final hearing plea deadline. Let me officially on the record have announcement of counsel.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Ruben Ortiz, and by Mr. Duran.
All right, Mr. Ortiz, I'm showing they're set for trial. What says your client?
I believe we had worked on a character package, Judge. I think there's a recommendation of deferred. I mean, the thing is that they've been changing out the different district attorneys, so I don't know. Hopefully I know we got the character packets out.
All right, let me ask the state. Mr. Vandenberg, do you have an official rec that is on your portal as of today?
Well, yes, Your Honor. My understanding about this case is that it's a companion case to 2022 0D0 3711. And there was an agreement that this matter, the matter currently at bar, would be dismissed as part of a global plea agreement with this. Is that
I believe, yes, sir. I believe so, Judge, sir, but I believe it was, we're trying to get deferred on the case.
okay?
I called both, Mr. Vandenberg. I call both cause numbers.
Okay,
So they're both on the record right now.
very good.
But it's gonna be a plea, Judge.
Okay.
It's gonna be a trial. I know that the only thing we're missing was the approval of deferred, and that was it, Your Honor.
All right. So then let me go ahead and set this for a plea. Ms. Hernandez, remind me if it's set for a plea, is that set on Thursday of this week or next week?
Judge Reyes, I'm sorry, I was speaking to Judge Perez. I didn't hear that.
No, it's okay. Mr. Ortiz is going to be pleading Mr. Duran. So my question is, do you do that on Thursday or next week? I can't recall your settings.
If he's scheduled for trial on Friday, the plea needs to be done on Thursday.
Okay, so that plea will be done on Thursday, Mr. Ortiz. So make sure you get a hold of, if it wasn't Mr. Vandenberg, whoever you were in negotiations with, okay?
And what time are the police set at, Judge?
I believe 1 o'clock, but let me double check. Ms. Hernandez, refresh my memory, please.
They're at 11 in person, Judge.
11 in person. Okay, I'm glad I asked, Mr. Ortiz. All right,
Okey dokey.
okay, get a hold of them, okay?
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you. Good to see you. Congratulations again.
Thank you, Judge.
Take care. All right. All right,
I
next
do have
on the
another
doc-
one, Judge, and I don't know if you want to.
Go ahead, who do you have?
Mr. Alexander Wingate.
Let me get to that page. Give me a second. I believe it's going to be page 20. It is page 20. Bottom of the page, cause number 2022-0D03653. And no, it's a one cause. It's a Alexander Lloyd Wingate assault, family violence, 3rd degree. Let me have an announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
And Ruben Ortiz and by Mr. Wingate.
All right. I'm showing you're set for trial, but I also see a motion for continuance. Is that correct, Mr. Ortiz?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Okay, have you already filed that?
We should have filed it already, Your Honor. My understanding is that we did.
Yeah, my understanding is that it was filed, Your Honor.
All right, since it's been filed already, I'll go ahead and grant that at this moment. I'm showing it as the first trial setting, and there's been no motion for continuance before.
Thank you, Judge.
So that will be granted, and you'll get a future setting from Ms. Hernandez in the future, all right?
Thank you so much, Your Honor. May we
Thank
be excused.
You are excused if you have nothing further, Mr. Ortiz. Take care.
Judge, nice to see you.
All right, nice to see you. All right, going back to the docket, I believe I'm now on page 16. Let me go with, is Matthew Papasil available?
Yes, good morning, Judge.
All right, this is State of Texas versus Jennifer Mendoza, cause number 2022-0D0.
March 28th.
3857, charged with DWI with a child passenger. I'm showing this is set for a final hearing plea deadline. Let me have an announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Matthew Pospisil for the defense, Your Honor.
All right, nice to see you, Mr. Papasil. What are you saying for trial?
Yes, Your Honor. So I've been in contact with Ms. Elizalde. We have reached an agreement whereby my client would be going into the DWI court. I have submitted the application to the DWI court. We have not heard back at this time. I do expect to possibly hear back hopefully by the end of the week.
All right, so this is the thing. She has to plead to go to DWI drug court. So let's go ahead and set that for the plea on Thursday. And then you can figure out whether or not she's going to the DWI drug court at that point.
Okay. I
Okay,
think that they wanted to verify that she was going to be accepted before we put the plea down.
all right, well then, that's the only thing is you've got trial on Friday.
I'd be happy to submit a motion for continuance just to verify that she gets into the DWI court.
All right, go ahead and file your motion for continuance. Mr. Vandenberg, do you have any opposition to that?
No opposition.
All right, if it is filed, it is granted. If it's not filed, you're set on Friday, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, wonderful. All right, thank you, Mr. Papasil.
Thank
If
you.
you
Have a great day.
anything further? Anything
Nothing
further?
else.
All right, you are free to go, Mr. Papasil. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, continuing with the page, I'm going on Public Defender. I'm going to come back to you. I'm starting at the top of page 18. Miss Veronica Lerma, are you ready?
Yes, Judge, I am.
All right, this is cause number 2022-0D03159, State of Texas versus Leslie Bernice Munoz, charged with assault, arson, 2nd degree. Let me have announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Veronica Teresa Lerma, Your Honor, on behalf of Ms. Munoz.
All right, give me all.
We're having a short recess.
Wait, hurry up. I told her, hurry up. Erica, move it along.
Thank you, everybody. I apologize. We were with Ms. Lerma on Ms. Leslie Munoz. We're set for final hearing plea deadline on Friday. Ms. Lerma, what says your client?
We're set for the plea deadline today, Judge, and a trial on Friday?
Yes.
Okay. Judge, the state had sent me the plea papers, but my client does not want to sign them at this time. I've advised Mr. Vandenberg that she's changed her mind. So we are going to request a trial. However, because we expected it to be a plea, we're not ready for trial. So we'll be filing our motion to continue.
All right, if you can get that motion to continue filed by today, it will be granted. If not
Yes,
filed,
Judge.
then we'll see you on Friday, okay?
Yes, Judge.
Mr. Vandenberg, I assume there was no opposition since you thought this was going to be a plea.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, all right, Ms. Lerma, do you have anything further with this court this morning?
Not by Zoom, Judge.
All right, thank you, Ms. Lerma. Good to see you. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
All right, let me go ahead and continue with the docket in order. Is Mr. Luis Yanez available? Mr. Macias, are you here for Mr. Yanez? Okay. Not seen. Mr. Macias, are you here for Mr. Yanez?
No, ma'am, I'm not here for Mr. Yanez, but I'll be glad to stand in for him.
But you will stand in for him?
Sure.
Okay.
What is the charge?
It's
What is the-
interference with child custody?
It's what?
Interference with child custody.
Okay. Is he set for Friday?
Yes, he is.
Okay, I'd like to ask for a continuance, and I'll get a continuance filed on that.
Are you sure that's what he wants to do? I just want to make sure.
I have no idea what he wants to do, but that's what I think.
Well,
the
then why don't
best-
we hold off? We still have some time and maybe he'll log in.
Okay.
So let's go ahead. I'm going to go on to the next one. Actually, who are you here on, Mr. Macias, since you were so kind and willing to do that? Who are you here on?
I am here on an arraignment, and I would like to advise the court that I'll go tonight, get that person to sign the arraignment. And that is Andrea Nava. 2023 0D0 1752.
All right, I'm looking, give me 1 second, Mr. Macias. I'm looking for it on my docket. Ms. Hernandez, do you see Ms. Nava on our docket today?
Your Honor, I believe it's on page 12,
Page 12?
second from the top.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yes, set at 9:30 this morning. Okay, Mr. Macias. I've got it. And has she been present to arraign right now?
No, I think she's in jail, to tell you the truth.
Okay. Have you had a chance to have her sign the paperwork?
No, not yet. I'll do that tonight.
Okay. So the paperwork will be turned in by 48 hours
By 10 o'clock
tomorrow?
tomorrow morning before
Okay.
10 o'clock.
All right, wonderful. All right, well then, anything further that you have this morning, Mr. Macias?
No, Your Honor.
All right, you are free to head out then. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good to see you. Take care.
You do the same.
All right. Resuming back at the 10 o'clock docket, I'm showing Jesse Herrera. Mr. Herrera, are you available?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so this is cause number 2020 0D04070, State of Texas versus Elizabeth Rios, charged with a theft and misapplication, both third degrees, set for final hearing / plea deadline. What says Mr. Herrera and his client?
Your Honor, we had filed an unopposed motion for continuance and the court denied it. However, in between the time that was denied, I did speak to the prosecutor, Aaron, and she was surprised the judge didn't grant the continuance. We're trying to settle the case, Judge. My client's got 2 properties that she's attempting to sell as we speak, and we were trying to get a deferred sentence if she paid the restitution, or a dismissal, she paid the entire restitution. So that's where we're at, Judge. And I think that if I get a couple of months to get these properties sold, I think this case will go away.
All right, Mr. Herrera, I do owe a courtesy apology to Miss Delaney Matney. I did not let her announce. I assumed it was Mr. Vandenberg. So for the state, who do we have?
Aaron Delaney Matney for the state, Your Honor. The state is ready.
All right, so I can probably tell why the motion to continue was not granted. I'm showing this is your third trial setting.
I believe so, Your Honor.
That's probably why the motion to continue was not granted. Is this a situation where we can set it for a plea on Thursday, or are we still very far apart on that?
Well, I think my client's in Florida, Judge, and she'll make it here on Friday if the court requires us to be at trial. But I think this case can go away. I'm not sure if Aaron's willing to plea her to, or until she gets the restitution. She's got like maybe 5,000 that she told me last night that she has. And but she's trying to sell 2 properties, and I did send copies to the state regarding what she was trying to do.
All right, so this is what I'm going to do. Ms. Hernandez, go ahead and set them on Thursday to go before Judge Perez. Let me say this, Mr. Herrera, is that enough time? If on Thursday she grants the motion for continuance, you can cancel your client's flight to be here Friday?
Well, if I go before the court on Thursday and then she has to get a flight at the last minute, that's gonna be tough. I was hoping that maybe we can just get a continuance.
But I've already, but I believe I was trying to explain that to you. Judge Bettis denied the continuance. My guess is she denied it because it's the third trial setting. So you've got to go before her. My first opportunity to give you time with her is Thursday. I can try to make it as early as possible, but when was your client's flight for Friday?
She was waiting for my call today, Judge, to see if she's gonna have to buy one or not.
Okay, so she doesn't have a flight.
Right now, she does not, Judge. She's waiting for me to call her right after.
Okay, then Thursday at 11 is perfectly fine for you to ask Judge Bettis then.
Okay.
There's no flight that's been purchased. There's no flight that can be avoided for getting on. She doesn't have a flight.
She does not.
She does not. Okay, so then Thursday at 11, Ms. Matney, go ahead and make arrangements for you or one of your co-counsel or co-workers to represent you at the motion to continue, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Herrera, Thursday at 11, okay?
Thank you, Judge. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. See you then.
Thank you.
Bye. Thanks,
Bye-bye.
Aaron. Bye.
All right. Continuing with the docket, I'm showing Josh Spencer is next, bottom of page 18. This is cause number 2022-0D03308, State of Texas versus Irene Signs, charged with an assault public servant, 3rd degree. I announced Josh Spencer because I saw his name, but I'm showing he's still not on the camera. Mr. Spencer, are you available?
Good morning, Judge. Yes, I am.
Okay, wonderful. Let me have announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Good morning, Your Honor. Joshua Spencer on behalf of Ms. Science.
All right. Mr. Spencer, I'm showing this is set for a final hearing / plea deadline. You're set for trial on Friday. What says your client, Mr. Spencer?
Judge, I believe we've already filed a continuance. And I
Okay.
just don't know if it's been granted yet or not.
All right. If you have filed, it will be granted. If you have
Okay.
not filed, we'll see you on Friday.
No, we definitely filed.
Oh, Ms. Hernandez has verified that it is filed, so that motion for continuance. Let me double check. Mr. Vandenberg, any opposition?
No opposition, Your Honor.
All right, that motion for continuance is granted. That is the first trial setting, Mr. Spencer. You'll get a future setting from Ms. Hernandez, okay?
Thank you, I apologize, Judge. Mr. Vandenberg, would this be your case? Would you be handling this case?
No, I will not. It'll be Miss Elizade's.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you, Mr. Spencer. Take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right, continuing with the docket, I am now showing again Justin Underwood. Is Daniel Avalar back?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Avalar, did we take care of Berciel at the top of page? Give me 1 second. Top of page 11, I believe. No,
Page 14, Judge.
page 14. Did we take care of Berciel this morning, Mr. Avalar?
No, ma'am, we didn't. I was wondering what happened there, but
Yeah, I know. You know what was happening? That was going on during the time we had no court reporter. So let's start off with Berciel. This is cause number 2022-0D03834, State of Texas versus Christopher Berciel, charged with 2 counts of assault family violence, 3rd degree. I have Daniel Avalar for defense, and I believe I have Mr. Vandenberg for the state. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor.
All right. I'm showing a plea deadline, final hearing, trial on Friday. What says your client, Mr. Avalar?
I don't know. The reason I don't know is because it looks like he's in custody.
Oh,
Yeah, I tried contacting him, and that it made sense why I wasn't able to get a hold of him, and it shows that as of yesterday.
all right.
And I have no idea why. I don't know if it's a new offense.
Right. I don't know if we're gonna be able to have a jail hearing. Let me ask Mr. Hernandez, do you have any jail hearings we can bring Mr. Berciel in to see Mr. Avalar?
Not today, Judge, because our jail docket's already full.
Yeah, that's what I thought. All right, Mr. Avalar, let me go ahead. I've got to keep you on the trial docket unless you want to file a continuance.
Mr. Vandenberg, are you opposed?
No, I'm not opposed. And I would point out to you, I don't know if you know this, there is a new rec in Portal for you.
My last rec was 5 deferred. Can you tell me what the new one is?
It's for AFE, credit for time served.
I figured it'd get a little, on my end, Judge, I'm ready to, let me be careful. On my end, I will accept that, but I got to talk to this gentleman.
Okay, so then this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and set you with the pleas on Thursday at 11. The paperwork will be transferred over, and then hopefully that can be done on Thursday. Okay, if not, be ready to file your continuance and ask Judge Perez for time.
The paperwork will be transferred.
Well, between ADA Vandenberg to you. Okay,
On the plea papers.
Yeah, the reason I'm confused, Judge, is because I'm a little out of it right now. I probably will have to see him in person on Thursday, if that's okay. To sign in person. Does that make sense? In other words, I won't see him today and tomorrow. I just can't.
Okay, so, but the paperwork still needs to be sent to you.
I'll do it, yeah.
Oh, do you want to accept them in person on Thursday?
It's up to you. I'm just telling the court, I don't think I'll be able to get out this week.
Okay, so then I'm gonna go ahead and set it for a plea on Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
If he doesn't plea, you can then at that point ask Judge Perez for the continuance, okay?
I might, especially if there's like a new offense. That's why I was kind of hoping.
I don't have a showing right now as to why he's in jail the 19 days. So I can't add any information to that right now.
Okay. Okay.
Mr. Avalar,
Yes, ma'am.
just for clarification, so you're asking for an in-person hearing on Thursday? So
I
we
am.
can bring him in?
Yes, ma'am, please.
Okay, okay.
I appreciate that.
All right, so we're gonna set it for Thursday
At what
at
time?
11.
Okay.
And the setting is gonna say plea. Okay?
Yes,
If it
ma'am.
doesn't happen, then you'll ask Judge Perez, all right?
I appreciate that.
All
Yes,
right,
ma'am.
now then taking you back to where we were, which is page
19.
19. Calling the new case number
On
of
Thursday.
Torres Ruben. So State of Texas versus Ruben Anthony Torres, cause number 2022 0D03818. Assault, family violence, 1 count, and assault of a pregnant person, another count. Set for final hearing, plea deadline. Let me have announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
And Daniel Avalar for Ruben Torres, Your Honor.
All right, you're also set for trial this Friday, Mr. Avalar. What says your client?
Judge, I believe he's accepting a recommendation.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor, that's what we have.
all right, so we're gonna go ahead and set that for the plea on Thursday.
Yeah, we will send the paperwork over to Mr. Avalar.
Yeah, I believe they're on their way. What time do you need me there on Thursday, Judge?
11 a.m.
Yes, ma'am.
All right,
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Avalar, do you have anything else with the 210th this morning?
I don't, Judge. I apologize about this morning. I'm a little.
No, and you got kind of trampled in that space where I didn't have a reporter, I did, and so I didn't come back to you. My apologies for that.
It's not you,
But
Judge.
we're all good, Avalar. You
Thank
are
you.
excused. Take care.
Appreciate it. Talk to you soon.
All right, take care. Continuing with the docket, I am going to, Joseph Veith said he was excused. Did he cover Tovar? Did Joseph Veith cover Tovar when he was here?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
Yes, he did, Judge. I have notes. He's gonna file a motion to continue.
I have him for that on Bouchard, but I didn't have that for him on Tovar.
I don't recall the case being called, Your Honor.
I don't either, Mr. Hernandez.
Maybe I wrote the notes on the wrong one. Sorry.
Oh, it's okay. For sure, Joseph Veith has announced not ready on Bouchard. They're missing a key witness. And he's already filed that motion for continuance and it has been granted. But I asked him if he had anything further. He said no. I let him go and he did not announce on Tovar. So I don't know if you want to call him back.
We will give him a call, Judge.
Okay, please do. All right, finishing up, Ugarte never showed up. That was with Russell Aboud. Ugarte never showed up. Continuing, top of page 20. This is Anthony Gonzalez, defense attorney. This is cause number 2022 0D03727, State of Texas versus Oscar Ulises Villalobos Cortez, charged with 2 counts of smuggling. Let me have announcement of council, please.
Preston Munson for the state. The stage ready, Your Honor.
Anthony Gonzalez, we're ready, Judge. I have never had contact or communication with this gentleman.
Mr. Gonzalez, hold on. Mr. Gonzalez, your audio is cutting off really bad. Can you try again?
How is that, Judge?
Much better.
Okay. I've never had contact with this gentleman. Evidently, he posted a cash bond. And I think at the last hearing that we had, Mr. Munson, I announced the very same thing. I think he moved for a warrant. I don't know if the judge actually, signed off on the warrant, but that's where we're at. So I have no contact with the gentleman. Never met him, never seen him.
Mr. Munson, what are you showing?
That is correct, and Your Honor, this is the same situation we dealt with Miss Arditi. But in this case, I'm not seeing a warrant issued. But he
Okay.
has been a no-show for the past hearings, and I'm sure he hasn't checked in this week. So I would ask a warrant be issued in this case, and then I told Mr. Gonzalez that I would be reviewing it and let him know whether we're gonna keep it pending or let it go.
All right. All right. And I'm not going to announce for him outside because he was not informed of an in-person hearing. So he would in all probability not be outside. So I'm going to go ahead and document that he's been a no-show and was a no-show at the last hearing. And then I will talk to Judge Bettis and see what she wants wants to do with it in regards to warrants and bond forfeitures. All right.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you,
you, Judge.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Gonzalez. Take care.
Thank you.
All right. Let me see. Is Ed Solis here? All right,
Judge,
Luis
he had a
Yanez.
medical emergency and he's not gonna appear.
Okay. And then I see Luis Yanez. Mr. Yanez, remind me your client's name, please.
Good morning, Your Honor. Jessica Nieto.
Nieto. Okay, give me 1 second. I had already called it. We didn't know if you were having Mr. Macias cover for you. Okay, I've got it. It is middle, top of page 18. This is cause number 2022-0D03809. State of Texas versus Jessica Nieto, charged with interference with child custody, a state jail. Let me have announcement of council, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
And Luis Yañez on behalf of Ms. Nieto, Your Honor.
Okay, you're set for final hearing / plea deadline. Mr. Yanez, what says your client?
Judge, this is an interference with child custody case. I'm preparing for trial on Friday, and I just came across a piece of evidence where it's a video, and I want to show it to the state because it says that the officer is recording, and I haven't been tendered any recordings to that regard.
Are you saying the civilian recorded and has turned it over to you and it not a law enforcement agency? Or what are you saying again, Mr. Yanez?
So my client was recording a conversation with the officer that arrested her, and he mentioned some recordings in that conversation. He's talking to a third party on the phone, and he mentioned some recordings, and I haven't been tendered any recordings.
Okay. All right. So you're relying on a conversation between the officer and your client where he claims there are recordings.
So I'm relying on a video that I have where in the video, my client is recording the officer who's talking to the complaining witness on the phone. And the officer tells the complaining witness that he's recording, and it mentions another recording, but I haven't been tendered any of these recordings. Now, they're also wearing body cameras, so I haven't been tendered any body cameras, Your Honor.
All right.
And just so you know, I also came into a piece of evidence yesterday while preparing for this trial about an internal affairs investigation regarding the arresting officer, and I haven't been tendered any of that evidence as well. I think I'm due, or I think that the state needs to provide that as soon as possible.
All right. Mr. Vandenberg, are you aware of any of these recordings that Mr. Yanez is referring to?
No, Your Honor, this is new to me.
Right. Mr. Yanez, have you allowed the state to see this video that you have seen?
No, Your Honor, they just found it, so I came into contact with that, or I came to see that video yesterday. It's news. I tried to call Ms. Elizalde, who was handling the case, but I could not get through to her. I also sent her a message.
Right. So we've got trial on Friday. You're basically telling me you're making the claim that the state has evidence and the state has no reference of what you're claiming is missing. So which of the two of you is formally asking for the time?
Your Honor, I think I'm entitled to that evidence. I mean, I'll be ready to go, but I need that evidence by Friday.
Your Honor, the state would definitely like to look at this video that Mr. Yanis alleges he has regarding the existence of recordings that the police made.
All right, so are both parties announcing ready and you can take this up in evidence submissions during the trial?
Well, the state is ready, Your Honor.
All right. And Mr. Yanis has already stated he was ready also. All right, this will be listed for Friday's trial. I don't know what number it is as I don't have a final tally yet, but it is going to be a trial for Friday. Mr. Yanis, if you would like, you can share that with Mr. Vandenberg ahead of time, or you can take it up during trial at the appropriate time. All right?
I'll call Vandenberg, and if I feel that I need it before trial, I'll file an appropriate motion before then.
All right. All right. If not, it's set for Friday, okay? Number not assigned yet, okay?
Understood.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Yanis. Anything further with you, Mr. Yanis?
That's all I have, Judge. Thank you.
All right, so at this point, who do I have left? Oh, Mr. Veith, you're back. Mr. Veith, you had.
Yes,
Mr.
my
Tovar.
apologies, Your Honor. I jumped the gun there when I left.
Yeah, you know what? We had Tovar. We didn't, you did, when I asked you if you had anything further, you didn't mention Tovar.
Yeah, I just saw it now. I thought it was the same case, but there was another setting on my calendar that I missed, so.
That's okay.
Yes,
Let me call
is,
it. Let me call it. It's 2022 0D0 3312. State of Texas versus Jonathan Caleb Tovar, charged with evading arrest, 3rd degree. I have brought back Mr. Veith and Mr. Vandenberg. Are you on this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're set for final hearing / plea deadline on Friday, trial on Friday. Mr. Veith, what says your client?
Your Honor, my client, we're going to be requesting a pass in this case. I think we were getting close to a deal on this matter. I had been requesting, he's a certified nurse. I was requesting deferred probation on a misdemeanor. He has no history. And it's because of his licensing issues. And I know the state was considering that. I just don't know where, I think they had offered 2 deferred, and I wanted to see if we could do it on a misdemeanor because of his licensing. If that's something the state would consider and we could, organize a way for him to plead to something that would work.
Yeah, Your Honor, I think that is acceptable to the state, so we can go forward with the 2 deferred.
All right, it's an offer of 2 deferred. I'm going to go ahead and set that for Thursday at 11.
That would be for a misdemeanor. The only thing is that it would have, he could do a 2 deferred. It would just, he's looking for a misdemeanor because of his licensing. I don't, a 1244B. And finding a way to do that.
This is actually Miss Elizada's case, so it's best if she get all the terms finalized with you.
The 3rd degree, so we'd have to orchestrate a way to reduce it to a state jail.
Yes.
You wanted a misdemeanor. You want a misdemeanor.
Right.
Okay, you're running a misdemeanor.
1244B. So we have to figure out how to reduce this to a state jail. If it has to be a lesser included, or that was just one of the things I was working on with the state, Your Honor.
All right, so the easier is just to go from an evading to a lesser, and you find a lesser in your misdemeanor. That would probably be your easier than trying to take it to a state jail and then from the state jail to the 1244 A is what you're asking for.
Right. It might be evading on 1244B. It might evading on foot might be the best mechanism to do that. And
so why don't I set you for the plea on Thursday and you get a hold of Miss Elizondo, okay?
Will do. And
All
if it doesn't work out, I'll file. Should I file a motion to continue today just in case?
Why don't you show up on Thursday and then you can ask her for the motion for continuance in person if it doesn't go as a plea.
Fair enough.
Let's cross fingers that it gets resolved.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Mr. Veith, do you have anything further before I let you go?
I'm good. Thank you, Mr. Vandenberg. I appreciate it. Thank you, Your Honor. I think we're done. Goodbye.
Okay, thank you. All right, who do I have left? Am I left with the public defenders? I believe I'm left with the public defenders. Hello? I've got 3 black screens. Hello? All right, I got Mr. Stevens. All right, do I not have Mr. Huffman anymore?
I am here, Judge.
All right. Gentleman and lady, I believe Ms. Abavan is there. So go ahead and start. Brent, do you want Mr. Huffman to start first?
Call it however you want, Judge. I'll be waiting here.
Well, who do you have, Stevens?
I have Enrique Flores.
Okay. What is, I'm not showing. What page?
15?
Okay. Juarez or Flores?
Flores. Flores.
Flores. Okay. All right. So let me go ahead and call that one. This is 2022-0D03439, State of Texas versus Enrique Flores. I have Brent Stevens for defense. Let me have announcement by state, please.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
All right, we're showing, this is set with, charged with a second-degree possession, set for a final hearing plea deadline on Friday. What says your client, Mr. Stevens?
Judge, I emailed plea paperwork for this one to the court this morning, and it's all signed. We're ready.
Are we doing it today or are we doing it on Thursday?
Yes, Thursday. I don't have my client here today.
Okay, so then on Thursday it'll be a plea.
What time do you want him here, Judge?
I believe it's going to be 11. Ms. Hernandez, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
All right, Mr. Stevens, Thursday at 11.
It will be here.
All right, Mr. Stevens, do you have anything further today?
I have Amber Tatum.
With a T?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If
Top
anyone-
of page 19, Judge.
Okay, going there, just one second. All right, page 19. Okay, here we are. Cause number 2022-0D02345, State of Texas versus Amber Shantae Tatum. Charged with burglary of a building, state jail felony. Announcement of counsel for the record.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
Brent Stevens for Ms. Tatum.
All right, gentlemen, I'm showing it's set for a final hearing plea deadline trial on Friday. Mr. Stevens, what says your client?
We're ready for trial.
Okay,
The state's ready also.
all right. I will go ahead and list you for trial on Friday. I will tell you, I don't know what number you are right now, just because I haven't taken a tally, but for right now, Friday morning trial. All right.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, Mr. Stevens, do you have anything further?
I have one more, Judge.
Who do you have?
Abraham Villegas.
Abraham Villegas.
Page 20.
Page 20. Yes, page 20, middle of the page. Cause number 2022-0D03743, State of Texas versus Abraham William Villegas, theft of property, state jail. Also set for final hearing plea deadline. Mr. Stevens, what says your client?
For this one, Judge, it's our first setting. I'm still working on it. We received a video, I think late March of the incident, and I met with my client. He's provided with me with new witnesses today. So I sent in a motion for continuance for e-filing. I doubt if it's on Odyssey yet, but it will be.
All right, if that motion for continuance is filed, that will be, wait, Mr. Vandenberg, any opposition?
No, Your Honor.
All right, that motion for continuance will be granted once it is filed, Mr. Stevens.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. Mr. Stevens, anything further for you?
No, Judge, I'll see you on Thursday.
Yes, see you on Thursday. Take care. All right, Mr. Huffman, thanks for waiting for me. Very appreciative. Let's start with who you have at the top of the pages. Who do you have first?
Judge, I've got, I don't have the docket in front of me, Your Honor, so I'm not.
Okay, it's okay. Tell me who your clients are.
I've got Amanda Muncie.
Okay, give me one sec. Okay, got her. Page 17. Cause number 2022-0D03733, State of Texas versus Amanda Jo Muncie. I have Mr. Huffman for the defense. Mr. Munson, is this yours?
This is, Your Honor.
All right, I'm showing multiple counts of second-degree smuggling. I actually lost track with the counts. You want to tell me, Mr. Munson?
So we have 8 counts of smuggling and then 1 count of unlawful possession of a firearm by a felon.
Okay. All right, Mr. Huffman, what says your client about the trial setting that is happening on Friday?
I did speak with Miss Muncie, Judge, and we are ready for trial, although I just got a new offer from the state of Texas, which might resolve this case. I tried to call Miss Muncie this morning. I don't know if the phone's off and because she's on the Zoom call. I guess long story short, Judge, we will be requesting a continuance. And it's an unopposed, so that we can convey this offer and, you know, we're not ready for trial yet, Judge.
Okay,
I
so
don't believe we've had any continuances yet.
you have it, but I just want to make sure, no way you can set this for the plea on Thursday, you're still not there?
No, Judge. No,
Okay.
we're not quite there yet.
All right, Mr. Munson?
And that's, I did relay the new rec and it's unopposed for a continuance. I think this is gonna end up resolving the case.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and grant that motion for continuance, but if you can solve this faster than that, let us know so we can take it off of the docket. So once that motion for continuance is granted, Mr. Huffman, once that motion for continuance is filed, it will be granted, all right?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. All right, Mr. Huffman, who do you have next? Mr. Munson, if you have nothing further, you are free to leave.
All right, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Mr. Huffman, who do you have next?
Yeah, I'm not sure why this case is set for, and Judge, I'm also set for another final plea hearing, but I think we've already talked about it. But I didn't know if the court wanted to talk about it. Jesus Carrasco, it's set for a final plea hearing.
Okay, well, that's going to be near the beginning of the docket. Give me a second. Vandenberg, if you see it, let me know. Here it is. We talked about it. You're ready.
Oh, you were there? Okay.
Yeah, you've got a number, but a number that I don't know yet, because we don't have a final tally yet.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay,
Judge,
so you are one of the ones set for Friday.
Perfect.
Who else do you have, Mr. Huffman?
Ebony Martinez.
Okay,
Judge, she
that is on the middle of page 16 for everybody. Let me go ahead and call these case numbers. These are 2022 0. I'm so sorry. Let me start again. 2020 0D 00795. State of Texas versus Ebony Martinez, burglary of a HAB, second degree, and 2022 0D 03665. State of Texas versus Ebony Martinez, charged with a DWI with a child passenger. I have Mr. Huffman for defense. Let me have announcement by state.
David Vandenberg on behalf of the state.
All right, I'm showing she's set for probation status on the burglary and a final hearing plea deadline on the DWI. Mr. Huffman, what says your client?
Your Honor, my client's in this court and she has a pending warrant.
Okay.
And I have not had contact with her since.
All right.
So
Has the probation department had any contact with her? That you know of?
I don't know. I doubt it.
All right, so with that being said, then I'm not putting you on the trial docket, but I'm gonna leave you pending till I find out what Judge Bettis would like to do, okay? All right. All right, who else do you have, Mr. Huffman?
So Judge, I've got an arraignment set today, but it's also set for a review hearing. I wasn't quite sure.
What's the name?
Jose Terrazas. I don't know if that goes before.
It's with me. Give me a second. Yes, it's set for an arraignment and a review hearing. It's only one case. Let me call that 2023 0D0 1848, State of Texas versus Jose Terrazas, charged with a DWI third or more. I have Mr. Huffman for the defense. Mr. Vandenberg, are you on the state?
Yes, Your Honor, I am.
All right. Do you have your client, Mr. Huffman?
He's in custody, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Hernandez? He's in jail? Are you all going to bring him in for an arraignment?
No, Judge, the review hearing is usually set with a DWI, so the judge will review the bond conditions.
Okay. All right. Let me see if I received notes on this case. Give me 1 second. From the actually, the probation department is there, Ms. Pineda. Did you submit a summary on him?
I did, Your Honor, but not to you. I apologize.
No, they were forwarded to me. I just need to read it. Give me 1 second. Okay,
Judge, if I may,
go ahead.
Ms. Martinez hasn't reported since.
Excuse me, ma'am, can you speak up? I can hear you.
Hear me now? Can you hear me?
It's very soft. Can you speak a little bit louder?
Ms. Martinez hasn't reported since January.
No, this is
2023.
I believe we're covering José Terrazas right now, Miss Pineda.
Sorry about that.
It's okay. And I'm trying to find the email on Terrazas. I'm actually having trouble.
Terrazas is not on probation, Your Honor. I don't recall.
No, he's not. He's not. He's been in custody, Judge, and I'm not sure if the JMAG put the bond conditions. He also, I believe, has a parole hold. But
All right.
I assume the JMAG probably put the bond conditions, but I don't know.
Okay, so then this is a review hearing just for the bond amount? I thought it was a reviewing hearing with the community supervision officer.
Oh, no, it just says review hearing. I'm not sure why.
Okay, so
Mr. Huffman, for clarification, it's a DWI third. The judge always has a review hearing of the bond conditions on those.
Okay.
okay. All right, do me a favor then, Myrna, let's go ahead and since I don't have the bond conditions in front of me, is Jasmine your clerk? Is Miss Welch your clerk?
Yes, I'm the clerk assigned.
Okay, can you tell me what the bond amount is?
Sure. What cause number are we on?
2023 0D0 1848.
Okay, give me one moment.
Let me go off the record for right now because I'm having Miss Reyes take this for just.
Okay. So the bond conditions that were set on April 2nd of this year are DWI supervision according to smart praxis guidelines, camera ignition interlock device or portable alcohol monitoring device, random UAs or BAs, commit no new offenses, may not use any illegal drugs or alcohol, must provide and maintain current contact information to the CJC office, and defendant may not operate any motor vehicle without ignition interlock.
All right. All right. Oh, so there's Judge Perez.
Hi.
Good
so
morning.
I was debating whether to log in or not because I knew you had your thing going, Judge Reyes, and I didn't want to interrupt your flow here of swift justice. And so I hesitated to log in. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for it being so hectic.
No, it's okay. I thank you for allowing me the opportunity to sit at your discretion. I do appreciate it. I enjoy every time that I'm with your court. I have notes for you, and so I will relay those to you in just a few minutes. I'll go give them to you. Basically, this is a review hearing though, Judge. I don't know if you want to go back on the record. I let Miss Reyes take a few-minute break.
So I don't need to go back on the record per se, but for the arraignment, I'm sorry, do we have a waiver in?
No, Your Honor, not yet.
Okay.
He's in custody,
So
Judge.
in terms of the review hearing, I had asked Myrna to check with PR. His case is not active. I think he's on 100, maybe 110,000 split bond. It's his 6th, if not 5th DWI. And so, of course, the bond amount was what triggered me to look at that. Well, I would have looked at it anyways, but with that bond amount, it's a 5th or 6th, Mr. Vandenberg, so you know, but he's in custody still, so he's not on PR yet. I will
say the PR bond conditions did seem to have everything that I would have put, with the only exception of completing TAP while he's out there.
So I'm going to go ahead and we'll have the review carry on to each and every other setting in the event he bonds out or we have a bond hearing. on him. He's set for trial in October. So, Mr. Huffman, you know, I am not, if he gets out, he's not to operate a motor vehicle, period. The underlying circumstances on this case were an accident involving another vehicle, a train, all kinds of things. And I think he had just gotten out. His last case was 10 TDC. So there you have it, Mr. Huffman.
I understand.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So do you want me to hang on, Dolores, or?
Well, I think we were done. Mr. Huffman, did you have anybody else?
I don't believe so.
I think we were done, Judge. I think we were down to this review hearing. I'm
Okay.
going to take you the notes. There's a few set for trial still on Friday.
Okay.
And I'll bring those to you.
Look at the notes and we can go ahead and get off of YouTube if there's nothing else.
All right, wonderful. All right.
Bye, thank you.
Ms. Reyes, thank you very much.
Am I excused?
Yes, you are. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Mhm.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.